Is it done? I think we live now.
Yep.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Great Minds. I am your host, Jazzy B, along with my host,
Ty.
And today we are interviewing for the month of June, we're doing overcomers, people that we feel like in the community have overcame things in life. So This is our person that we will be interviewing. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Khalid Brown.
Okay, so Ty, what we're going to pretty much do is just, let Kylie tell his story, so we can get to know some things about him, and then we'll just tap in what we can relate to. What's up?
On what? My story on what?
Well, before we get into the story, can I ask you a question first?
Mm-hmm.
Just so we can set the stage.
Yeah, let's set
So, what do you feel like being an overcomer means?
Like I was telling her, I don't feel like I'm an overcomer. I don't feel like I overcame anything.
Most overcomers don't feel like they're overcomers.
Yeah.
Like,
but what does that word just mean? Like, what does it mean?
I feel like, man, I gotta help the world to be an overcomer, to be recognized as an overcomer.
Okay.
Because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Don't make me an overcomer.
And that's definitely true. That's definitely true, especially in the world that we're living in now. It's just the regular things, but the regular things matter. Right. Whether we know it or not, you never know who's watching you, who's seeing your story unfold before their eyes.
Right.
That gives people hope to know, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. Right. If she can do it, I can do it.
Right. Everybody got to have their why, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On what makes them want to be good or do what or overcome the things that they've been through.
Right.
Like I felt like I overcame. Only thing I felt like I overcame was my kids. Like that was my why. Like I ain't want them to take the same path I took.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I'm still a statistic at the end of the day. Like if you check them record books, I'm still a statistic. But I'm still on the opposite statistics as well. Because I haven't been to prison in 12 years.
Right.
But I don't want my kids. My why was I ain't gonna let my kids be in that statistic book.
Yeah.
So that was my why. Like I don't know. I just like everything. Like I said, all right. Let me see how to put it. Like being in prison was like I couldn't help my kids do anything.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like if my daughter was to call me and say anything, that was my main thing. Like my main thing. Like my daughter couldn't call me and I couldn't jump.
Right.
Like if she called me, I want to jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, if she say, "Dad, right now," if she called through this interview, I cut this interview short.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that go for any of them. And that was my why. That was my why to want to overcome all the obstacles that I've been through.
Right.
But the obstacles that I've been through, I put me through.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody put me through them. Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like, how can I overcome anything that I put myself through? Like, I'm overcoming the shit that I did, the nut things. Like, nah, I can't overcome that. Now I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't feel like I should be praised for what I'm doing. Like, all right, how I look at it is I get praised for what other guys ain't doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm looked at like, all right, he a dad. Nah, that's what I'm supposed to be a dad. I made these kids.
Yeah.
These kids ain't asked to be here, and I got a lot of them. And we all know this. I got a lot of kids. There's only one me, so I got to do what I got to do to make sure these kids don't go through the same cycles that these other kids going through or what I went through that I ain't had to go through. I don't know. Overcoming,
I definitely, for me personally, as one of the people that I picked this month to be an overcomer, the specific reason that I picked you is because you could have chose to stay on the same path, but you decided to not only change your life for your children, but for yourself too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it was something in your mind at some point that made you realize that click that was like, the way that I'm going, I have to take a different path.
Because I knew I wasn't a statistic.
Right.
Yep. When I sat back,
you just made a mistake, but you wasn't a statistic.
No, I just hard-headed as hell.
Right.
Are we all though?
Right.
I just wanted to do what I wanted to do and prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, nah, this ain't it. I sat down in the cell like, whoa, this ain't it, bitch. I can't do nothing. Like, nah, that wasn't it.
Right.
You know, and a lot of kids don't see that right now. And they glorify it by like this music.
Mm-hmm.
The music in society, like what we being brought up in is crazy.
It's crazy.
Is mad different. Is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to think about the generations. Like is no love music. Everybody want to kill each other. That's what everybody getting glorified for. So I want to help my kids overcome them statistics,
right?
Them narratives. I want them to say, yeah, shit, I went to college,
right?
Because my dad graduated, so I know I could do it.
Right.
That's what, you know what I mean? That'd be my goal, just so they won't go through the same stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Just guidance. Trying to be a leader with them. And if I could lead them, they like my blueprint. Like they my blueprint. I don't gotta talk much. If you see what they doing, then you could just like, all right, this how dad's supposed to be, or because like I said, I ain't perfect.
Yeah.
None of us are. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the truth, baby.
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes. Even the path that I'm on, I've made a lot of mistakes. Even being a new like business owner, but I understand that I have to have grace for myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. You're not going to get it right on the first go round. But how do you learn to get it right? By practicing doing something different. That's a better option. Then I feel like doing the wrong thing is the easy way out.
It's the easy way.
It's always the easy way out.
That's right. But I think the wrong thing was the hardest thing.
But people don't see it that way.
That was like, man, when I start doing it, like shit this way, it's like, whoa.
Right.
Man, why I ain't been doing this?
Right.
More money, cars, my own crib, credit 700 plus. Yeah. It's like, whoa, why am I doing this?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, I was in the streets. I was going to prison. I done got shot. Man, I done, like, man, this ain't it. This ain't it, bro. You going, this ain't it, bro. It's like, hold up.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do something different.
Right.
It's like, once I start doing things different, it's like I got to see different results. Right. And like I said, that was from my why. That was from my kids.
Right.
Like, everybody got different whys. Right. What makes them want to do things differently.
Right. I think like my why, what really made me shift my perspective was because I was tired of living a certain way.
Yeah.
Like for me, I knew that that level that I was functioning at, like the level of consciousness, I knew that I was so much smarter than that.
Yeah.
And I knew that, Jasmine, you can make millions.
Yeah.
If you just sit down and stop giving what you're giving attention and just focus and
you already know you're gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah. It's like I already know it. So it's gonna happen.
I know I'm gonna be a millionaire. I know that. Like I know.
So,
like
that was my why. And then like when I look at my child, he doesn't have like, I'm not going to say he doesn't have a father, but his biological father, because he does have a stepfather that's a figure in his life. But his biological father doesn't do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So when I look at him, I'm like, you deserve so much more. That was me as a child, not having my father. And I don't want him to ever grow up and be looking for something because he feels like he's void of that.
That was my why.
Yeah.
Like me growing up, like, man, my mom did everything she was supposed to do. Like I had everything, but I ain't really had nobody to be the authority.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and men need that.
You need that.
Yeah.
That's big. Like I ain't had nobody that I was scared of.
Right.
My mom, my time I got like 13, 14. My dudes couldn't do nothing.
Right.
She like, go ahead, Khalif, whatever.
Right.
Whatever you want. You want them Jordans? You gonna chill? You ain't gonna get suspended?
Yeah.
Right.
Just to shut you up. Like, you know what I mean? She tried. She did everything she was supposed to do with the resources that she had.
Right.
But I think it takes two.
It
takes two to raise these children right now, and that's what a lot of kids missing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I think both parents, no matter if y'all in a relationship or dealing with each other or not, y'all still got to be able to co-parent for these kids.
Right.
Because this is our future.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I always say that. Like, even like people, it's a lot of people, a lot of kids when we get it. Like, it takes two to make them, but it also takes two to raise. Like, don't just sit here and say, oh, my job is done and I'm just going to pass it to the next. It really, a child needs both parents in their life. Right. No matter what the situation is, make up your differences because that child, that's our future. If we're not pouring into these kids, then what are we doing as a society?
But then, like some people, it's the way people think. And the way
mindset.
people were raised, it doesn't allow them to be accountable.
Yeah.
And when you have our generation of adults that aren't accountable and aren't dealing with the issues that brought them to where they are today. A lot of people need to go sit down and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. Some people really need to go and sit down and talk to somebody to resolve their childhood stuff. And then they will understand it's bigger than me at this point. I done brought children into this world. Let me step up. Let me put what's going on with me to the side and worry about what I could do to create a better future for my child.
Yeah.
So that's why I said being an overcomer is any parent that had to go through the obstacles that they wasn't provided to take care of their kids, and they still overcame that and made sure their kids was good despite anything.
Right.
No matter nothing, they gonna make sure it happened. That's what I think an overcomer is. Somebody that could change the world.
Right.
And
you don't feel like you could change the world?
I'm doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm doing it with the me though.
Right.
Like I'm overcoming my obstacles.
But what you don't know is it's people watching you.
Yeah.
And people are the thing about us as people is what we don't realize is people that's connected to you even through social media that watch you every day and you're their inspiration.
Yeah.
They may not never say it. You may not ever know it until all of a sudden they see you one day and then they tell you, you know, like I always looked up to you. I always admired this about you.
I see that a lot. Like people will come to me or people will inbox me and say, yo, you're a great father. And I always tell them, like, man, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do.
No, you're
like, I'm
but
for real. I'm just
but
doing
you
what
gotta
I'm
think
supposed to do.
about how many fathers don't
do it.
I don't want my kids to look at me crazy.
Right.
Like, I swear that's my worst fear. I don't want my kids to ever grow up and say, yo, my dad wasn't there. Not to take nothing from my dad. Like, shit, he wasn't there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And us as adults, we can identify that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I accept you now because I accept, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta accept you to understand me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna I don't really hold grudges like that.
Right.
Like, if I'm gonna be mad at you, I'm just gonna say whatever.
It is what it is.
I'm just gonna, you don't hold that much space
power.
in me.
Yeah, you don't got that much power to keep
Over
me
you.
stuck.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, that's with anything, any situation, with
Absolutely.
I don't give nobody that much energy to dictate what I'm gonna do or how I'm gonna act.
Yeah.
So it's like everything I do is for them.
Right.
Like, it's, like, cause I do bullshit at times. I know
We all do.
We all do.
No,
We are
like,
humans.
but for the most part, my main goal is to make sure that I show my kids the right way.
Yeah.
Because I done been through everything. I told them that whatever y'all want to know, from girls, money, even with my daughter, boys, like, you ain't gonna learn from a different, worse man than me.
Right.
I can show you from a good man and a worse man. I can show you both aspects of the fence, so I could show you.
Right.
So whatever you going through, just talk. We could talk just like my sons with girls. I could talk to y'all about whatever. I could talk to you about jail. I could talk to you about freedom. I could talk to you about being broke. I could talk to you about having money. Talk to you about having no license. I could talk to you about having no license. Like, what I think everything, you just got to follow the blueprint and you can succeed.
Yeah. Right.
You can succeed. You can get to the next level.
And I feel like even with us, like when we were all younger, we all grew up in Cumberland County. And even though we made, like, all of us was like raised like in different homes, we unconsciously were taught to have a poverty mindset.
Yeah.
So all we was doing when we were younger is all in stuff. You know what I'm gonna say? Y'all know what I'm saying? All in stuff. Instead of us rising higher and thinking, you know what I'm saying, outside of the box, because we were only...
This was normalized to us.
Yes, it was normalized for us to be stuck in a box.
Like, a drug dealer was normalized to us.
Right.
Like, when you go to other communities, they say, drug dealer, oh my God, that make it like he was crazy.
Right.
But to me, I'm like, oh,
that's regular.
Every street, what street you want? We're like, we'll give you where they are.
Right. It's just like regular. It's regular life stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm breaking with my kids. I want to show them that this is not regular. That's not normal. No, this the whole reason why I try to send my one son to a whole different school, because, like, look, I'm gonna show you something different.
Right.
You can go to school with these friends and they dad's moving it out the crib 100 miles away.
Yeah.
But you can go to these friends' school and they dad a lawyer and a doctor.
Right.
And that's exactly
this they family. Like, this is the, you know what I mean? This is the goal.
Right.
This not the goal to be the man, to be the big hustler. No.
And you know, it's so sad because, you know, us growing up in this area, what was the goal when we was younger for everybody, for every male? Every male in this county
was to get girls.
Was to get girls, and what else? And be the biggest hustler.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Get money and girls. But you get the money to get the girls.
Right.
That's the whole reason a lot of people get the money to get the car, so you can get this girl that you want.
Right.
Exactly. That's the whole goal of it.
Yeah.
I said, this ain't it. Because you can get girls regardless.
Right.
Regardless,
You ain't You can go to work. You go to
Right.
work. You can get you a nice girl.
Right. You
Yeah.
ain't got to
Whatever.
deal with a certain type
Right.
of woman if you think different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we all overcame by what we were presented as children
Yes.
and coming outside of that box. Because we could still be thinking the same way and doing the same things and not moving, staying still and stagnant.
Yeah.
You're never going to get it perfect.
No, not at all.
Coming from a project life, coming from the heights,
What?
man, you had to be look,
Say what?
man.
And I was coming
I'm telling
from
you,
way east.
coming from the heights, you had to be
The
it.
heights you had to be it.
What? I'm telling you right now,
Listen.
it wasn't that.
Yeah.
You either had to know how to fight, crack, or get money. Or that's it. You had to get girls. If not, they gonna clown you.
Yeah.
You'll
They
poop up.
probably beat you up every day.
They're gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
Because we got this eating program back here, and you can't fight or crack or do
You're
nothing.
not
Right.
getting
No,
nothing.
You gonna take your lunch.
Yeah.
Or we gonna take your bike. You better go get one of your cousins, and you better hope he can get your bike back. See, this is what we was brought up on.
It always
That
went
was
down
cool.
like that.
Right. It was
Like-
regular.
Yeah.
Man, it was regular for my brothers to come in the house. I'm the youngest. Man, bro, you ain't got no girls, so that was cool to us. If I ain't got no girls, I'm gonna poop up.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't nobody now if I ain't
Ain't
got no
nobody,
girls. So
exactly.
now this was like, even with like growing up, when you having relationships, a lot of females got to realize with us, that was glorified to have multiple females.
Right.
Like we're trying to break a psychological curse,
Yeah.
like from that people embedding in you.
I'm learning that. I'm
You
learning
know what I mean? Like-
and I'm not gonna say it's okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's
but
not okay.
It's not okay at all. But is at the same time you gotta have an understanding what some people come through.
Yeah.
Their backgrounds, like you couldn't just like one girlfriend. You're a nerd.
Right.
You're
Exactly.
weird. Like
Yeah.
they look at you like that's not cool, and then some community that's looked at like that's great.
Right.
Yeah.
We ain't see no
I
marriages.
even heard people go as far as being like, "Oh, that dude, he love his girl."
Yeah, for
Man,
real.
yeah.
Yeah, cornball.
Or they'll say he's
Yeah.
the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, y'all know what
And
I'm
then
saying.
and then us females is questioning it, like, why is he here? Or why is he doing these things?
Right.
Because that's normal.
That's
That's
normal
what it's
to me.
supposed
Yeah,
to
That
be.
was-
that's what they think. And I'm like, you know
No,
what?
You think I
Yeah.
wanted to have all these kids? Fuck no. I ain't want to have all these kids, but I gotta take care of all these kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to. I chose
Yeah.
to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I did this, and then look, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is what it is.
But see, the fact that you're
I
able
accept
to
it.
To
own
do
it.
that, yeah.
Yeah, the
I'm gonna
fact that
own
you're
everything
able to
that I
own
do because I did it. Can't
And
nobody take it.
that's
Right.
a form of overcoming.
it. Right.
Because there's a lot of people that create these problems in their lives, and they, instead of facing the music and facing it, they turn away and try to restart.
Right.
So that even in that's being an overcomer.
Listen, I ain't gonna blame my mishaps on nobody
Yeah.
but Khalif.
Come on.
Accountability.
And that's
what
people
we're
lack
missing.
it. People lack
We lack
accountability.
Everything that I've been
Yeah.
through, I
Accountability.
never put on nobody else because
Yeah.
I know I did this shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm conscious enough to be like, yo,
You got a choice here.
You're right.
you know what to do, Khalif. Like when I got caught with the gun, you know not to be running around with no guns. Go get your gun license, Khalif.
Yeah.
They tell you that. You can't drive no car without a license. Go
Right.
get your license.
Yeah.
Right.
This all the things I teach my kids. Like you can have a gun.
Mhm.
That's not bad. That's your right. But do it the right way.
Yeah.
Right.
You want a car? You can't just drive a car. You gotta go get your license. Do it
Right.
the right way. Everything you gotta do it the way they want you to do. Once you get to a certain plateau, now you can start doing things your way.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you own the power. Once you own the money, you own the power. You got to get to a certain level to own the power with these kids, and that's what I want my kids to Well, that's what I want to overcome. The lifestyle that I've been through and show my kids you can be millionaires.
Yeah.
Because in school they're not going to teach you that.
They're not
No.
going to teach you.
They're going to show you how to be a worker,
Yeah.
Right.
not a boss
Mhm.
or entrepreneur. I
Yeah.
want my kids to be bosses.
Right.
I want my legacy to carry on from this generation to this generation, this generation. My name's never going to die.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's what I want my kids to understand.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Makes sense.
that's the only thing I want for mine. I don't want nothing else. I just want them to be good. I want my legacy to be great. That's why I overcame the things I did.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That is
You
really
have
true.
any input, Ty?
Well, like how you guys were saying, like we all grew up in this county, and this county we're the number one. I always tell the kids we're number one in teenage pregnancy and number one in all the bad things. And even growing up, I saw both sides of it. I grew up in the Heights 7 years of my life. I went to Cherry Street School, so
Yeah.
I already knew what it was, and it was a lot from going from Cherry Street to going to a school like Hopewell. And I hated my mom for it. But as I grew older, I understand because I was blessed to see both sides of it.
Mhm.
I went to schools with people, like you said, their parents were together for years before they had children. They lived in big houses. Their parents was lawyers, nurses, and doctors, and it opened my eyes to, wow, it's more out here than just what I wanted to settle for.
Right.
So it's like, even having both sides of it, you understand both point of views.
That's what my mom
because
showed me.
When you grow up in a place like that, all you think is, I can't go any higher than this.
Because you see mostly everybody in the Heights be there for 10 plus.
Right. And then move out. In my age, there's a lot of people that I know still out there.
Right. They just transition from living with somebody to now they went got their own place.
Saying. Yeah. And she know, like, coming from the Heights, she know this. You know what I mean? I watched my mom come from, the Heights to a little crib to getting her own house built. So I'm like, damn, that showed me some incentives.
Right.
So whether she knew or not, she was showing me, like, you don't have to settle for this.
Right. Yeah.
You never have to settle for this. You work hard. But if you got, you know what I mean? If you got that complete stability, you can go so far.
Right. Yeah.
You ain't have to sell my mom ain't had to sell one drug to own her own house, own a nice Benz, GL 450. You know what I mean? And that's when I start saying, damn.
And she doing things the right way.
Man, I'm selling drugs. I ain't did shit.
Right.
She fucking working. She did all this shit. What the hell? I said, thank you, Mom.
What'd you say? I'm hustling back.
Man, I'm hustling backwards. You know what I mean? I mean, some niggas, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. What nobody do.
Right. Do what it is you do.
Know the end game.
Right.
Yes.
Know the end game.
Know to either get in or get out of that shit. You get your money and you get out of it.
Right.
You don't got to glorify nothing you do out here. You just got to do what you do and get out. Whatever you going to do.
Right. You right. You right.
Because the streets ain't got no love for y'all.
They don't.
They going to suck y'all kids up and it's over.
Yep.
Once you go down, it's done. It's going to fight you so hard. I'm 38. All right, I went to prison I caught my gun charge 23. Man, I'm 38 now, man. I'm just starting to get everything like, oh shit, why the fuck I ain't been doing this?
Right.
Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Like, but I've been knew it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I've been knew it, but it took me, I did 3 years in prison. I come home. I'm just now really hitting my
conscious state. Because the same thing with me. Because I'm 35 and I'm just realizing, girl, your problem is you don't want to work for nobody.
Yeah,
so go make your own money.
I don't want to work for nobody.
Right. So when you learn that all you need is
it ain't hard.
Right.
You just gotta study.
Figure. Yeah, like for me, I was just honestly, I was like, I just started praying, God, put me on the path that you had for me, and literally. Trucking fell into my lap. I wasn't looking
just gotta
for it.
Pray for it, man. That should have.
It literally just fell, and then everything just came so easy. Like doors was open. It was just like,
But it's all in your mindset,
right?
I was just talking about this yesterday. It's one thing to know something and to know that you're capable, but it's another to believe that you can do it. And once you're on that path of believing, that starts a whole nother mindset activation of the new mind.
Right.
And you're able to walk into what you got to walk into because you know, I believe that this is what I'm meant to do. So therefore, I'm going to go get it.
That's what helped me overcome it because I don't believe it's nothing I can't do.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like, now you talking.
My biggest motivation is watching people do shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm like, hell yeah, then I know I could do that because I don't feel like nobody could do nothing better than me.
Right.
They just did it. Now you get what I don't feel like nobody could do. They just chose to do it. So it's like, oh shit, yeah, bro. Bitch, come on, show how you do this.
Yeah. Let me see your mistakes so I can make them better and perfect it and go on to it.
Exactly. That I learned from shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? So that's like, all right, with you, Jack. You know me for 10 plus years. What have you seen me overcome? Like, what makes you think I'm an overcomer for you to choose me to do this?
The reason that I told you, the reason that I chose you is because us being friends for so long. I remember maybe
when I first came home to now.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, a lot of the conversations that we had, you know, we always had like me and all of my friends, anybody that's connected to me, I feel like is spiritually awakened. Yeah. I don't talk to dumb people. Like, cause I just don't have, I don't have time for low level things.
It ain't gonna be longevity.
It's just, I just be like, bruh, I can't. Like I try, I'd be like, I can't.
Wait till you wake up. Wait till you wake up and then talk to me.
I think the biggest thing for me that make me see you as an overcomer because I seen where you started when you first came home from prison. You know what I'm saying? I never thought that you was a bad person because, you know, like we all do our dirt. Like even me, you know what I'm saying? All of us don't. None of us have, you know, stuff. Yeah,
you always encouraged me to get where I'm at.
Right, because I always seen it. Like I'm the type of person, I see things in people, and then I'm not like the type, sometimes people see things in people and they're jealous and they won't tell them.
Yeah.
Every single thing that I see in somebody, I tell them, because I've always been the type of person that had to endure a lot of hurt. Like I'm constantly the one that's taking the punches and the grunt of things. So
I'm cool with that.
now that I know that, I understand that when you go through them type of temptations, your calling in life is great.
Yeah.
So you should be constantly reaching different pinnacles. And I see that for you. What you're doing in your children's life, God is going to bless you, not because you feel like that's what you're supposed to do. You're doing it because it shows your heart character.
Everything from that time to now, everything I told you I was going to do, I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
I did
and it shows your heart.
And I believe I could do it. Like I said, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Yeah, you are.
Really am.
You
like,
are. Give me some.
I really am. Like, I know that shit.
And when you speak, another thing that people don't understand.
People be thinking I'm bullshit.
Listen, no, I don't think that you BSing, because I started speaking it, and baby, I made 6 figures my first month.
It's easy.
So listen to me. If you want something, speak it, believe it, it's going to come forth. It's going to literally just come forth.
That's
the manifestation, man.
The faith factor.
You gotta manifest everything that you want in life.
Right.
You can't just say something. You gotta go get it. You gotta believe that shit.
Believe it and move on it.
You gotta believe it.
And you're gonna hit bumps. You're gonna, because the bumps is to discourage you. Yeah. But once you realize, you know what, would I rather be doing this or this?
You know, it's crazy. Not really discouraging me like that, because I be like, oh, fuck it.
That's how.
Like I done been through so much stuff. I'll be like, man.
Baby, I be like, oh well.
Because it's always gonna be something.
It's always gonna be something.
So like I said, would you rather I'm gonna say this. Remember how Biggie said, more money, more problems? It's literally true. It's like you reach a different pinnacle. Now you got a whole different set of problems. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So
like I was talking to somebody, for instance, and this off topic. And I'm gonna say like how you said about whole different problems. Like a person, their grill got messed up. And they was like, yeah, I had to go get a grill and I had to go get it fixed. And ain't nobody helped me. I'm like, what? Nigga, is you crazy?
Like
I'm like, that's a problem for you. I'm like, I'm like, this is the shit you gotta do. Don't nobody have to help you do this.
Right, yeah.
See, that's how I look. Like, if my car break down or
you have to fix it.
Yeah, if my son called me, right? Like, if anything, if you call me, I gotta fix this.
Right.
I don't cry over nothing.
And let me tell you, back now, since we on that topic of like thinking and overcoming problems, I was in a situation where I had to start all over after a relationship. I could have sat, cried, moped, and been like, oh, well, you know, the other person is excelling this, that, and the third. God made it to where as though I surpassed that person. And now he's giving me back everything that was taken from me triple. Yeah. So it's like, if I would have sat there moping and crying, what would it?
You ain't get nothing done.
I ain't gonna get nothing done.
Because you're gonna manifest depression.
Right.
You're not gonna manifest the positivity in your life.
You're gonna manifest
depression. You're gonna care about all that
sickness,
bullshit.
Right.
Because that's what they trying to make you do. That person, whoever hurt you, whatever hurt you, that's all is designed to hurt you and make you not want to go to the next plateau.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
2 things happen when you go through hurt. Either you're going to excel or you're going to.
Yeah. And I feel like for me, like you said, I chose the other route. I moped. Because like how I felt like everything was being taken. My son passed away. My relationship wasn't working anymore. I got kicked out of my own home. I had to start, when I say start from the ground up, start from the ground up. And depression took me through a loop. But one day I literally sat on the edge of the bed and like, this is not what I want. This can't be it. Like I knew there was something greater for me, but it was just like I couldn't even get to that place of what is. But like I said, once you go through that activation stage of believing that you can do better, there's people that walk up to me today and is saying like, Ty, like, wow, you're so strong, or there's a glow about you. I'm like, no, like I did it because I had to.
Too.
Right.
It was either two things. I was going to let it take me and die,
fight or flight,
or I had to fight it. And
fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Sink or swim. You got to do it. I'm going to fight. And I ain't running from shit.
Right. You know what I mean? And truth be told, the way we was all raised, like it was the hard not life. So we don't have no choice but to fight. We've been fighting since we was kids.
You gotta fight. So that's why
we've been fighting physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that.
That's why, like, and how didn't you overcome your depression?
I sure did.
You know why you was depressed and not taking because you believed it.
Yeah.
Because you believed you was depressed.
Yep.
See me, I don't believe shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I be like, man, ain't no fucking like.
Yeah.
And when people believe something, it circums you.
Yep.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Once you be
And
like,
it
man,
becomes
whatever. It becomes you. That becomes your crutch.
Yep.
Because now you'll start depending on, this is my depression.
Yep.
And then now once you...
Or I can't get out of bed because of depression got me. I'm too sad.
Man, I'm getting it.
Yep.
Look, I gotta
Let me get up.
son calling me. I got so many.
Right.
It's football practice. It's cheerleading. But she got to do this hair. Khalif need this. He writing these books.
Right.
Look, Nas doing this. I got
Right.
so much shit I got going on. So it's like I cannot think about like, oh man.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't think. You gotta keep going.
Nah.
And it's like, I'm telling you, when you get to a new level of consciousness, is more stuff being
You'll
thrown
see
at
it.
you,
Yes.
right?
It's gonna
Because like even like with me, you know, becoming a new business owner and God opening all the amazing doors He has opened for me, I like caught myself in a place where I was like, why, like. I look back and I'm like, I'm so far out here that I can't turn back. Even if I wanted to turn back, I can't.
Yeah, that's where I'm being.
Because I'm
too
out.
far.
It's
So
like
I'm
you
gonna
going
drown if I go
like
back.
somebody
It's
took
over.
you out there in the middle of the ocean. So now that I know this lifestyle, I can't turn back.
Yep.
Because the way I'm looking at it is I'm not chasing the money because money is a frequency. It's just coming to me.
Yes.
And because it's
part of
coming
energy.
to me, I'm looking at it as it's not like a big thing to me. I don't know. Like it's something in my mind that believes that because it's a frequency, when you don't think about it, it just comes. It's like comes to
I'm gonna get money regardless.
Right,
You're
it's
get
gonna
money
come.
regardless.
It's going to come. And when you speak a thing
you always get money.
and believe it, it happens.
It happens, yeah.
It happens.
But you have to believe. That's the key factor, believing.
See, what people problem is they be caring about if he got more money than this guy.
And
So
why
I don't
does
why does
that
that matter?
matter? Worry about yourself.
I don't care. But you can have 2 million. Bitch, I can have
Clap up
2,000. I'm
right,
good.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm good. See, I never cared about the next person.
People,
Right.
And see,
You know,
And that's comparison.
that's me
and
too.
that's another,
That's
I feel like
the
that's
social media
another whirlwind that people fall into. Why are you comparing yourself?
So,
everybody's story is
it's
different.
not
Everybody's
wise to
path is
compare
different.
yourself amongst yourselves.
Right.
That's stupid.
man, I ain't
Exactly.
comparing myself to
Because-
nobody. I'm better
right.
than everybody. If I really think I'm better than everybody. I just did some other bullshit that made me like, oh man, now you gotta catch up to these niggas. I'm gonna catch you.
Yeah.
Like you said,
Right.
eventually I'm gonna catch y'all and I'm gonna
I'm telling
pass.
you, if you
Yeah.
believe it's going to fall into you. Like you can't
shit.
after a certain point when you allow yourself to think differently, you're going to just keep running into stuff. Like you're going to run into blessings. You're going to walk and meet people that you could just be walking down the street or walking to the store and the person like, you know what? I seen you on social media. I got a TV show. I want you to be a host on the show. Like that's how crazy,
how things happen,
crazy stuff has
like
become.
this.
Like
Just like
literally,
this.
it's
This
like
that era. This that
it's like
generation.
if you wanted to miss right now, the time that we're living in, even if you wanted to miss, if you are on a different level, I'm gonna say of consciousness, and you are not thinking low, like you know what I'm saying, like thinking about all the negative stuff, you're going to be blessed. You have no choice but to be blessed because you're going to attract that because you're giving that. It's like whatever energy you're giving is what you're going to get back.
Yeah.
Man, I believe energy is everything.
It is. That's what it is. Life is. We didn't know that all these years. We thought it was something that it wasn't, but now we're realizing that's exactly what it is.
Energy is everything.
Because you have people that could come in a room with bad energy and shift the whole atmosphere. Right.
You can feel it.
You can feel it.
Right.
Right.
I don't want to be around
like,
them.
and you can even
because you're
feel.
gonna change my energy because I'm gonna start feeling some type of way like man, this nigga on some bullshit.
Right.
I gotta get it. You know, I'm just.
But that's protecting your own.
That's protecting your own,
Absolutely.
so you know to get out of there.
Right.
Like man, that's why I don't really like partying, doing all that.
I don't do none of that stuff no more because honestly, ain't no money in that. And I'm gonna be honest, there's no money. All it's gonna cost you is time, trouble and more trouble. That's all it's going to cost you. It's not worth it.
I was always told when even you're picking your friends and the people that you want to network and connect with, always go one step up of where you are. Because why would you want to go lower? Because they're going to drag you down to where they are.
Right.
I'm trying to go up. I'm trying to elevate. So let me hang out with the people who got it and who's building money and doing the
because their
things
energy is going to take you to that level.
Right.
Because that's what they're talking about. And then now you're going to feel like I got to do this.
Yeah.
Like, all right. This is how I show my kids about like life, like what the areas we at when we driving.
Yeah.
I say, see, look, you see in this area where we drive, you don't see no liquor stores in this area.
Yep.
I said, this is how I'm gonna tell you where you at. I said, I'm gonna tell you.
On that
they gonna feed poison. Like I said, you gonna see in the dynamics where you go, son. You gonna know where you at in life.
Yeah.
Now, if you go up the street and you see 2 liquor stores, you know you're in the hood.
Right.
Because they're not going to put that
Nope.
poison in their community. And that's what they call it.
They won't
Yes.
even let it. Right.
They won't.
And even because I took a class in college, it was a digital history class, and we did a project on that. That stuff is real.
Right.
People, they have maps of different communities, and they
That they
would even
target.
that they target, and they put stuff in. I remember we had to do one. It was like in the 50s and 60s or something like that, and there was like a community that was basically minorities, African Americans, Hispanics, all that kind of stuff, and they refused to put a target there. Instead, they put the lower end stores because they knew that graphically they could not afford that. So why would we put that there? So they're doing this strategically to make us in this cycle to where we can't get
where
out.
you stay stuck.
It's a cycle.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a cycle.
Yeah.
Like, it's deep. Like, people don't even really understand the dynamics of how society is set up for our children, too. Like, that's why it's better to, like, all right, to understand things, to think outside the box and don't really get caught up in all the shit around you. Like, I bullshit, I laugh, I joke, all that, but I really think differently than everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really think consciously off of shit that's going on around me. I watch, I pay attention to everything. Whether a person don't know, I might won't even tell you, but I pay attention to everything, everybody. Man, I'll park up and just watch. And just sit and just watch an area just to see how shit go. Because I'm very observant.
Yeah.
I'm very observant to what's going on around me.
Right.
So I could give that to my kids.
Right.
Like, that's the man. I gotta observe.
We had to put all of it. We had to put our kids on game because the world is getting more and more and more wicked. And if you don't teach your kids, they are going to be chewed up and spit out alive. Like, it's going to be so bad for them because they're not going to understand how, when I was growing up, my life was like this. Now that I'm an adult, I'm meeting people that's like this. You know what I'm saying?
It's different. Like, it's so, like, it's different. It's society is different. It's different levels. Yeah. Like, it's so many different levels. And like I said, Cumberland County, we are more on a lower level, but we live like we're on this level.
And it's not
the
even
crazy
true.
shit. We so far down.
So bougie.
But we so bougie. We probably one of the bougiest
I call
counties.
it ghetto bougie.
Ghetto bougie.
We the flyest.
The
Ain't
ghetto.
nobody flyer than the South Cumberland County.
Yeah.
Nobody got better car.
But
you
it's
see
our
our crimes?
mindset,
It's
our
the mindset.
mindset.
But we're going to
It's
want
so
more.
low.
If anybody get outside of Cumberland County, we always excel.
Yes.
Because we're grinders.
Yes.
We
I
eat.
tell everybody
we want to
that.
get money. Anybody that go outside this
And do great.
They
gonna
do
do
good
great.
stuff.
Do great.
going to do great. Or outside their comfort zone or what everybody want them to be. If they start understanding who they are and doing things for them.
Because we have a lot of critics here too.
Yes.
Like, you have critics in your family. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't say this. Don't say that.
One of the
Like,
hardest
it's
counties
Not
to
even
live in.
supporting each other.
Not even supporting each other.
Just because you family doesn't mean I'm giving you a discount. I'm trying to build up. Like, what are you? No,
See,
that's why I always tell people.
that be
take
my
outside.
goal for the generation, for the kids. Like, all right, that's why I said I want to have a father and son thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause I know my son talk mad shit to me. He think he could beat me. He can't beat me. I kick his ass. He might be tall as hell. He can't beat me. Like I said, I'm gonna push him down and everything. It's gonna be fun out there. And I know everybody else kids feel like that with their dads.
Yeah.
And even moms, they could participate in this. Because they talk shit. You got some competitive moms.
Yeah, I'm competitive.
We could do this. I got people that want to donate bouncy houses. I got 3 vendors with that. I got people want to donate Orby games. So it's so much shit we could do with this just for our community. And this could be annual.
Right.
Just to show positivity to our community.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our community don't have nothing.
It
We
really
don't.
We don't have
It's
nothing.
horrible.
And
Like,
even if you try to bring it, it's always something that comes in and
Now
tries.
we have good times when we do it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't knock that because JT do good.
Yeah.
yes, you
Like,
do.
Chris
Positive
Wilson
vibes.
tries to do good. John Fuqua
It's
does
just
do
the
good.
ones that don't have the mindset that try to ruin it.
We can't worry about them
Yeah.
because it's always going to be a negative.
Yep.
Right.
Only Jay-Z got people talk about him. He a
Yeah.
billionaire. You're going to always have, if they ain't talking, then you ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Fuck them. We going to keep doing our thing. We going to
No,
keep
you're
making them
right.
sit back like this.
Yep.
Right.
Well, I'm going to say, and I'm going to laugh at you,
Keep it
and I ain't
moving.
even going to entertain you because you
Right.
mad. And then we going to keep excelling. I
Mhm.
want these kids to see something positive.
Yeah.
All right, Khalif do this with his kids, and such do this with their kids, and it could be a foundation.
That's
Yes.
why
You know
us,
what I mean?
that's
That's
why
what
all
I feel
of
like
us,
being overcomer
but
is.
this is, but
I want to be able to change my community.
How
Yes.
all of us are on the same mindset.
Mhm.
You have other people, like you said, the people that you mentioned. We're going to have to be the forerunners for
Yes.
this community.
Yes.
Because if we don't do something, then we're going to have the next generation is going to be worse than Our
Yes.
generation.
Because this generation got crazy.
Right.
Like you
even
said,
the,
even
like
the
I said,
music.
down to everything. It's glorified to have a gun. It's easy to go get it ready.
Right.
That's what they call it. It's easy.
Right.
It's easy for them to go get, like, it's no fighting. Everything's glorified by it's instant gratification. Everything with these kids. Everything's got to be instant right now.
Yep.
Right.
I want to show these kids that if you work hard for anything, you can
have
do it.
anything.
Yes.
Right.
You can do it. We seeing more kids right now go to college,
Mm-hmm.
get scholarships. Right now, we got 2 kids out of the county going to Alabama.
Right.
Yeah.
These
We
kids
never
is
seen that.
talented.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in my
These kids
life.
are very athletic and they're talented. So could you imagine if we had a community of adults that were like-minded, not on some stuff like, oh, it's about my organization. It's about
it's not.
Who
It's
cares
about putting
that?
our organizations together to
and
make a foundation, a forefront for these youth.
for the youth.
It's not about who's above. No,
And we have to get out there on the streets. We have to get out there and go down to the basketball courts and talk to these kids because
I don't know how to be an activist. Like you was telling me, you need to be an activist. I don't care.
Don't you kids? You see him being an activist.
Listen, you doing it right now.
But I'm focused on my kids.
But you doing something to help other kids.
I mean, by helping my kids.
Right.
Yeah, but listen,
that's how it goes.
You help your kids, and your kids are going to start branching off to help other kids because they know the foundation.
And then you want your kids to be connected with good.
Come on,
but I can't get out here. I don't like getting out here and talk. I don't like people. Like, you know, I ain't want to do that. I don't like people. I'm a loner. I got 2 friends.
Like, me too. I'm the same way. I don't have many friends.
I know Chris. I don't deal with everybody
I'm
else.
telling you, I feel like this is the time for us to stay. I even had a dream last night, actually, with me and one of my best friends. And I looked at her and she was like, what she said to me in the dream was, and I called her early this morning, like 4:00. I looked at her and she looked at me and she said, God said the time is now for God's girl. Go forth. Like, do it now. Don't wait. Because these girls in this community need you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You know how many young girls are being violated daily?
You know who they glorify? They not going to glorify Coco Jones.
No.
But they glorify
Ice
Spice.
No, Lotto.
City Girls.
Oh, Ice Spice.
Lotto. All the motherfuckers that shaking ass. They shaking ass. You see it all on the video, Cardi B. But they ain't going to glorify the girls that's wholesome.
Right.
Because that's not what it is no more.
Right.
They want to tell the girl to want to take his money.
And take off the clothes.
And take your clothes off.
Period.
And I don't care about niggas. And I said, nigga, we cool with that. Like, I'm being honest. Like,
y'all just like, whatever, we gonna get what we get then. Yeah, but it is some young girls out there that is like screaming and looking for help. It's a lot of them because they're dealing with so much.
Like, real shit. That's why I tell my daughter I love her so much. Like, I love her soul because she ain't got no piercing. She ain't got her belly button pierced, her nose. Like you said, that one tattoo when I'm 18 of my mom. Fine. I'll take you to get that bitch now.
Right.
You got good grades. You ain't in the streets. You ain't doing nothing.
Right.
Cool. You don't got to show ass. And she's dead.
But you want to know why? Because her dad is there.
Damn right. And
her dad is there. And a lot of females don't have their dad.
Right.
Because I always say a son's first love is their mother and the daughter's first love is her dad.
It's true.
Because it was me. It was me at one point. I was showing it all. I was like, whatever you want to see, you can have it. But I had to understand this because I didn't even know my own worth.
Right. And you really don't know your identity.
Pour it into me. Hey, you're beautiful. Don't sell yourself less.
I'm gonna love you regardless.
Exactly.
They gonna love you regardless. Like a man gonna love you regardless. Whether you show ass or you showing like the one showing ass, you gonna get hit and that's it. You going about your business. We don't really care about that.
Yeah,
right.
We don't want that because everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Right? What you want, a meal?
Yeah.
What you want? That shit don't glorify us. That don't.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But that ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
When I come home, you gonna be home too.
Right.
Or if I call you, you gonna answer the phone.
Yeah.
Right.
You ain't not at the next party. You ain't at the draft. You ain't at Lolitas every night.
Yeah.
Not saying nothing wrong with it.
But you are what you attract to. And you can't get mad at that either.
But I said it. I attract good women. I fucked up a lot of them. I did. I said that in my status. I realized that's how I know I'm a great man because I attract all good women. But I know that I wasn't ready for doing. I wasn't ready.
Right.
Yeah.
And I knew they knew that, but they expected more out of me.
Right, and you couldn't give them something that you wasn't ready to give. Right at the time.
That was fine to me.
Right. And I think that, with us seeing a lot of stuff that we see on social media here locally, you feel like you have to be at this place because it's a lot of capping. Y'all be capping. Big, giant, huge capping. And they be like, bro, what you capping for?
Right.
Like at the end of the day, you could pretend all you want, but what are you capping for? Like you out here walking around with fake rollies on. Like I don't understand
How
it.
far do the cap go?
The cap goes far. Like you got people out here showing $2 million in the fake bank statements and like, come on.
They stretching
This had to go.
Yes.
This had come on. Why? Like what? And that right there in itself shows that there is an identity issue.
Yeah.
Because why do you feel like you have to do that? There's nothing in me that feel like I have to.
I don't care about material shit.
Me either.
That's what me like.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm look good regardless.
Exactly.
But if you know something though, people that really, really have money, they don't spend money on clothes.
No.
They don't spend money on that type of stuff.
They build up their business.
They get a nice house. They may get a nice car.
Man, you see the white people never have no. Man, I sat outside of Charlotte. I sat outside of Charlotte one day, right? I'm waiting for Kyrie to come out of school. Who I said with my man, I said, damn, bro, look, bullshit shoes. They walking by, I'm calling it like, look at their shoes, bro. I said, look what they got on. But he walked to the car. I said, bro, look what kind of car they got.
Exactly.
Because they don't care. Their credit score is 700 or more. They have money in the bank. They have
because what do they have to prove to anybody?
Right. They don't care about
They don't
that.
have to prove nothing.
Bitch, I'd have made it to a 7.
You winning. You are winning. I'm on my way.
I'm coming, man. I fall hard.
Mm-hmm.
We fall hard. We fall hard, man. We fall hard to get. I ain't never think I'd be here with you or you. I ain't never think this.
But that's what I'm saying. That's how you know
God's
connections, are divine.
Yes.
Because it's stuff that needs to be done in this community for these children.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, on everything I love, I'd have moved 20 times and can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, I want to go to Texas. God, I want to go to North Carolina. Just take me anywhere. I want to go to Texas.
Girl,
so
you
bad.
say you can vacation. We can do a vacation.
I want to move,
but you got to come back. You got to come back.
It's still more out here that we ain't done.
That we got
There's still more out here that's left before I move. That's the only thing. Like I said, I just can't up and leave. Like, man, I got my family. I love my family bad.
Yeah.
I just know I can't just leave them.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna just carry. I'm like, man, I'm coming back home.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's just something that'll draw me back home. But I could take vacations and all that. Like,
we got stuff that we need to do in this community. It's definitely stuff that we need to change the narrative.
Yeah.
And if you have enough movers and shakers, it can happen.
there's a lot of us that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of us. So could you imagine if we all in the same building with the state, senators and stuff, and we talking about what we demand and what we want. We want this for our community.
Yeah.
We want this in our schools.
Yeah.
If everybody is like-minded, then something has to change.
Exactly.
I'm trying to change.
I'm a firm believer.
I just want to change my kids one day at a time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to do. As long as you get these grades good, son, we could do whatever you want to do.
Right.
I'll jump for y'all. That's all. Now, if I could show you this, other kids watching.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe even when they get older, they know how to be with their kids. Because that's how I learned how to be a dad, from watching other people with their kids at the field and all that. When I scored a touchdown, I wanted my dad to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I was like, yo, dad, where my dad? So I got used to the other fans. The other parents became
like your parent, like your
became like the substitute
dad.
dad. So, and I see them up there with their kids, so I knew that's what I had to do.
Right.
I know I had a stepdad. He thrived for a little bit, for about 10 till I about 12, but after that it's over.
Right.
I was grown. So it's like, I don't want my kids to have to go through the same struggles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to learn the hard way. Like, I had to go through all the bullshit to learn this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, not even really, because I knew it, but a lot of these kids be looking for attention.
Yeah.
I was looking for attention.
Me too.
Like,
Me
you know
too.
what I mean? It was more the attention aspect of
Right.
it. I ain't had nobody teaching me nothing.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I was learning, me and my boys, we was winging it.
Right.
My mom,
Because our parents, honestly, they did the best that they could do.
that's it. With
Like,
the resources.
with the resources that they was given. Because you got to think about it. How it is now was not like that for them back in the 90s.
We got
Everything to
resources.
me was handed to them. So it made it easier for them to stay where they are.
Yeah.
Where they was for so long. But now we're living in a time where everything is being taken and you have to
See,
fight
that's where I think different. I think everything is handed to us now. I think they had to go fight for everything. They had to go research. Like, we got everything at.
Yeah,
we
like
could just
with the
pull my
computers,
phone
and the
out.
phones.
On the floor.
You could pull
We
your
do have
phone out.
those.
We could do that.
But we're using it for the wrong things.
We ain't know nothing
We using
about
it for the
like
wrong
even
things.
with sports. I ain't know nothing about camps. My mom never knew about taking me to a camp because them wasn't the resources we had. Or like, my mom didn't know that she could switch me to a school to make sure it was better for me. She only know what she could do. right then and there, and that was most of my parents, my friends' parents. They only had certain amount of resources.
Right.
Yeah.
We got everything. We could look up
resources.
everything. Like I could take my son to any. He ain't even long as he got film and sports. I could send it to every college.
Right.
Yeah.
Like ain't no college got to come see him no more.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
this is just a different generation with us, and that's why I said most of us as parents have to be active,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we have the resources now, and we have the conscious state now too. That like we don't have to follow what they want us to follow no more.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't
Right.
have to follow that no more. We can be rich.
Right.
Now is the time. Like I said, African Americans or whoever, we could be rich.
Right.
You know what I mean? We really can be rich. And that's what they didn't never teach us. They always taught us how to be workers. That's why we went to school for 8 hours. That's why the job mostly 8 hours. Everything was to program us to be workers for them,
Right.
not to be bosses. Because now we challenge them because we're more powerful, we're more stronger.
Right.
And that's why I said I got to get my kids rich because I know if I get one of them rich, we all rich.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it, and I'm keeping it real. If I get rich, I know Leah can manage all this shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I know Khalif smart enough to do the accounting.
Right.
Kyrie could be the muscle.
Right.
My little daughter, Kalasia, she's the wild card. She's me. She gonna speak her fucking mind to everybody.
Right.
Like ain't nothing going in this. And I say, if Kyrie, you make it to football, Khalif could be your accountant. Leah could be your manager.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like we don't need the
Other
outside.
people, right?
No.
You
We could
really
keep
don't.
this-
Because it's all within.
And if families thought like that, and the way you're raising your kids to be so close,
That's why they real.
Yeah.
they're going to do it. But in
It's money
families, you have
hungry
people
now,
are
people
money
now.
hungry that are pent against each other. And like I just said this
I
to
want everybody get money.
That's-
Yo, in my
that's
family, there's a lot of people that don't. I don't know. I always felt like that because I done had people that got hella bread. And they watch me starve. And I ain't taking none from nobody.
Yo, that's
you
what
know what I
they'll
mean?
do.
I ain't taking none from nobody. But niggas know how to put my life on the line for anybody.
Yeah. Or at least show you the money. Like, show me where the
show
money
me
is.
how to make it.
Show me how to
make it.
Show me how to
Don't
make
get-
it.
This is the idea that I try to present to my family. I probably was talking to the wrong people. I should have been talking to the other ones.
people.
Not the ones, you know, the ends. I shouldn't have been talking to them. I should have been talking to the like-minded ones. Because when I really
We
figured out
didn't even know we was like-minded at first until now. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
thing. I
it's
didn't
crazy.
even know that, damn.
Yeah.
Because we really relate like this.
Yeah.
I ain't even know you was conscious enough to think on the same path as
And
me.
you know what?
Because
You know
everybody was
You know
laughing
what?
at you.
Most
Right.
people, but most people think that. Like, anytime you're conscious or you go above the system, you're crazy.
Mhm.
You're crazy. Anytime you want to go against the grain, you're crazy.
Yeah.
So I either have my own family
I'm
members.
cool with being crazy.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather be crazy with some
Right.
I ain't gonna do no crazy shit.
some
You gonna
sense.
say it, so you
with
can
some
talk what you
sense.
want to
Because what's
talk.
going to happen is when the government say, okay, time for this, all of y'all going to be lambs and go right on down there. And I'm going to be the one that's
most
like,
smart people and
not
rich people
doing
was
it.
crazy.
No,
Right.
no.
Every one
They
of
say
them.
every one of them.
Right.
So you can't. I don't believe what nobody
I
tells
don't
me.
listen to nothing. They
I don't
talk
care
about.
about.
I'm like,
That's what I said. I programmed to my kids. Don't believe what these motherfuckers tell you because they'll tell you anything.
they'll tell
Yes.
you anything
They'll tell you
to
anything.
get you trapped in the system.
Yes.
Like,
They will.
You're not gonna tell me nothing. You're not gonna tell me nothing if I can't see it. Like, yo, you talking? Well, I gotta show me. I want you to show me,
Right,
bro. If this
right.
is what you saying, look, show me. You can't. I ain't gullible.
me either.
I'm not a
and
gullible
see,
person.
that's since I was a kid, that's what always got
That
me in
was my
trouble because
problem.
I marched to the beat of my own drum.
Yeah.
Like, even like with me, you know what I'm saying, going to church. I'll be like, they be saying stuff. I'm like, well, why that happened? Well, why this happened? I had all these questions,
Yeah.
and they like, why are you challenging me? Why should I
What
just
do you
believe
mean,
what you
why?
say?
I'm
not
asking why to tell me why.
Right.
And if you don't know, just say
Just say,
I don't know, but I'll figure
My
it
mom
out.
hated me challenging. her.
right.
Man, I challenged
Every person
everybody.
that feel like they in
Yeah.
authority hates
Yeah.
to be challenged, but
I'm gonna challenge you.
me,
Only time
even
I
when
ain't
my
challenged you
child
was in
asks me
jail.
stuff, right? But
I
even,
want.
but even when my son asks me stuff, I
Right.
answer.
Yeah.
Like, he's 4 years old, and he's like, well, why, mom?
I'm answering you.
I could be like, but we was
Because
taught we
I
was
said
young
so.
because I said so. I'm gonna
Right.
smack you upside your head.
No,
That's what our parents did,
Right.
but I had to tell you why.
Yeah.
Like,
Cause you're curious.
Because you want to know.
Cause your mind is racing. You want to know, so I'm gonna break it down to you.
Right.
I gotta tell you, because if you asking me, you already know.
right?
And that's most of the time.
You
with
just want
anything.
confirmation.
Yeah.
You want confirmation.
Because I remember when I was a kid, I was like that. Like, we used to be riding in the car. I'm like, Mom, why is the sky blue? She'll tell me that. And I'm like, well, Mom, why this? Why? And I always had a question. And she'd be like, you got all these questions. And I'm like, and I need answers.
Right. Because I would like some answers. Tell me what you mean.
I want answers, Mom. My mom hated that. My mom like, yo, you get on my nerves. You annoying as hell. You bad as shit. You score you. Like, look, why you can't be like Jay Warren Crane? You gotta be a badass. Like, Mom, because I ain't like them. I want to know what's going on. I see shit that y'all think I don't see.
And that be,
I see what's going on.
The one kid that's like that is the more conscious kid.
Yeah,
that's why they asking questions, because I need to know why.
See, my mom didn't understand why on Thursday, I made sure I got suspended for Friday because I knew she got paid Friday. So I'm going to be on, we going shopping on Friday. So I'm going to get paid, I'm going to get suspended, walk out of class Thursday, boom. All right, Friday, my dude's getting paid. We going shopping.
Right.
She gonna buy me something. She just got the bag. So I figured that out. Like, oh, all right. They start saying, why you get suspended every Friday? Because I'm the youngest and my mom and they overlooking me. This is how I'm gonna get me. I'm gonna get me. Let's get suspended.
Hey, look, as a kid, he had enough sense to know that.
Yeah,
I'm stupid.
Every Friday.
Every Friday. I was stupid. Man, they made me take a test. They said, look, Miss Linda, your son can't look, he ain't going to 8th grade. Word, I ain't never go to 8th grade. They put me from 7th to 9th grade.
What they said? Because he's too smart.
He's too smart, and we tired of him. We tired of him, and he's on the 12th grade level. Get him out of here. They said, I got to the high school. Man, they said, man, look, you got to go. Your little man got to go. You ain't going to do that shit here.
I can't.
They sent me homeschool, so that's why I don't want my kids to go through all that shit. Like I said.
Ty, so ask the viewers, does anybody have any questions before we end
all right
podcast?
So do anybody have any questions? Drop it down in the chat and we'll answer them.
My phone's
I see a couple.
You got questions? What questions?
So anybody might have questions.
You see a couple?
No, I see a couple
questions?
But do we have any questions for the viewers?
Were you guys watching?
Do you guys have any questions?
I just started watching.
Y'all ain't watch?
I was trying.
What about you, Nora? You was watching?
OMG.
Okay.
Y'all got something to say?
We talk about being
overcomers.
We talk about being overcomers.
We piggyback over what we was talking about earlier.
We can talk about that. So we was talking about how like not we don't like to be what's the word? Acknowledged for stuff that we
supposed to do.
That you supposed to do. That you feel like you supposed
like it's
to
regular.
Yeah.
I don't feel like go ahead.
But I do understand that we have to be the example.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people need an example to we like the models.
Right.
We gotta model it so that they can
see what to do. Right.
But I'm like, bro, too. Like I skip the awards, skip the
accolades.
Right.
But that's what I told my kids. Like, I was the sacrifice for y'all. Mm-hmm. I'll be the sacrifice. I went through all the bullshit so y'all won't have to go through it. Yeah. I take that. Everything that y'all think about going through, I done been through it. Times 10.
Yeah.
Everything. Like I said, everything. From whatever you want to know. So that's why we is going back to saying, like, I don't want no accolades for what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because I know I was the sacrifice for them. I did all this so y'all won't have to go to jail. I could tell y'all about that. You don't gotta go through this. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't think I should get praised for doing what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. And we were talking about like how he said that. We were talking about we have to look at our environment. Our environment as we grew up, some of us grew up with one parent in the household, not knowing what to do for kids and all that kind of stuff. So those things, they're regular things, but in our eyes, those are huge things because not a lot of people are doing the right thing. They're doing the less, just leave or
that's what I said.
Do whatever you want to do, but not take care of the responsibilities that's before you.
Right.
So. And that's what I was telling Jazz. Like, I'm made out to look good because I don't want to be praised because of other guys' failures. Right. Don't look at me because I'm doing, like, I'm not saying doing good. I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do for my kids. You get what I'm saying? Don't look at me great for trying to do what I'm supposed to do against the guys that ain't doing what they supposed to do. Mm-hmm. That's not I don't want to be praised for that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Everybody, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do.
You coming from like a humble place. You know what I mean? That's why you feel that way. You're doing it because you know it's supposed to be done.
It's supposed to be
You know what I mean? And like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Too. You know what I mean? Like, but it's hard for I'm like, bro, like it's hard for me to look at it from that point of view because I'm coming from a pure, humble
place as
You
well.
know what I mean? So
And that goes
and
like Brandon over there.
I appreciate when people do. You know what I mean? Like, because I ain't gonna just like blow you off. Like I was doing that because people would be like, "Yo, we want to honor you at this event," and I'd be like, "Nah, I'm good. I ain't coming."
That'd be me.
Like,
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, that'd be me.
I understand though, disrespect.
Even with this event too, like that event I just posted, I was bullshit. I was just playing because man, one of my boys was talking about it. I posted it, got about 40 shares. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this shit for real now. You know, oh my God. Now people hit me. My mom called me like, Khalif, you really should do it. You know, it's Jermaine's birthday on the 28th. It could be in there. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even think about doing this shit. So now it's like, oh, I gotta do it.
Now you gotta
I gotta do it. I gotta really buckle down and do it.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, I want to bring some positivity to the community. That's my whole goal.
Yes,
like,
we need it.
The kids need it. The generation coming up after us need it. Because we don't know what they face. Even in their smaller communies or their homes, we don't know what they're facing.
They face a lot of adversity.
Yeah.
A lot. A lot of adversity. Their shoes cost $400 now. $300. It's different.
And if you don't got them $400,
they gonna make fun of you.
I know back in the
You're
day,
not popping.
We wore everything.
I mean, but
I bought some fucking land vans for this is my language. I bought some land vans for prom. That shit I wanted to cuss my son out. Why did I do it? Actually, nothing. What am I rewarding you for? Wow, the grade's good, but damn.
We used to wear K-Swisses.
I got one pair of Air Force, the black and the white pair, and a pair of Timbs.
Because you Brixton school.
Yeah,
That's
you know
what
that
you could
Brixton
wear.
school. White Air Forces, black Air Force, got me some Timbs. Mom, I'm good.
And we thought we was popping.
Just give me some clothes.
I'll
get some white tees.
My brother used to keep his shoes like fresh, like
that's crazy.
He used to just hand them down to me once he couldn't fit them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I couldn't get no hand-me-downs. I'm the littlest. You know, J1 Cream big. I'm this big. My feet are 7. Cream wear 11. I tried before. I tried to stick my feet in this shit. I'm gonna look crazy. J. Wu J. Wu was. He was the wild card. He could wear my shit and Cream shit. So we getting mad. Like, J. Wu's not wearing my stuff. And you know, he rough. J. Wu was rough.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, boy. It's crazy, man. This generation got to go through this. But they going to be all right. I think we got a lot of positive people that we didn't have.
Yeah,
sure did.
We didn't have this. We ain't have a lot of people in our lives
that was willing to step out. You know what I'm saying? Because even with us doing it, it's a sacrifice, and we're doing it honestly out of the goodness of our heart. But it's a sacrifice every time we pour into someone else. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like
time away from your own
right.
Yeah,
but I feel like that's what it's about. Honestly,
that's what
it's about. That's what it's about. You have to make the sacrifice to reach to a kid that don't have that mother or father figure that they deserve to have, because there's kids out there that feel alone and feel lost. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
A lot.
Right.
Yes. A lot of
you don't know
I work
how
in
many
them type
kids,
of places.
Right. You don't know how many kids want to take their life daily.
Speak upon that too. No. You know what I mean? Because that's a big accomplishment too. A teacher.
Yeah.
You were a teacher? He didn't.
You a teacher too, ain't you?
I'm an overcomer though.
You a teacher too,
I'm an aide, but I've really been wrestling with getting my teacher's license, and I think I'm just going to go. This conversation is making me want to do it more because these kids, especially
they
teachers,
relate to us.
They don't have teachers of color, let alone teachers coming out of their own communities. Because I'm like, dang, I gotta give back some way. So I'm working on getting my teacher's license.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna come back to Brixton schools, and listen. I came from there. I came from the trenches. I know what it's like to grow up. So I just feel like they need us to
Man, they do at my job. They need me. Yeah. These kids don't need to be bad. Like I work at you know what I mean. The Lord, not saying they bad kids, but I work at an alternative house. They housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. These more temper tantrum kids that get mad and knock stuff off. But that's because they didn't have that father figure. Yeah. Because like when I be there and they see how I am, they, like you can't walk. Like there's certain things they know. Like Khalif here. Right. You know what I mean? Oh shit. Like you know. I mean, not on no crazy stuff. They just like because they see how I am with my kids or how I talk about them, how I interact, what I show them, and just how I interact with them.
That will give kids another level of respect.
And the people at the time like, yo, why
know that you're
like, why they let you do what you want to do at the job?
Right.
I said, because I ain't expendable. Certain people is expendable. I'm not, because what I bring to the table, because they can relate to me. I've been through everything they've been through. I've been in these seats. I just wasn't stationed here, but I've been in these same seats with them. And I could show them, man, I got a college degree. You know what I mean? I came home from prison, man. I got a college degree. I ain't think I was going to do that. I went there for the money. I'm going to keep it real. Before I knew it, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm graduating. But you know, you got to keep your grades. You got to keep your grades up.
Right.
Last semester, he told me the advisor, he said, yo, Khalif, you know you graduating? He's like, fill out for the position. I said, what's that? Said you graduated.
So you graduated.
I said, you for real? I said, bro, you bullshit.
And I remember
I was telling you that.
I remember, like,
I said, bro.
at the practices, like, you had to his kids' practice.
And then I had to go to school.
Like, yo, bro, I got to go to class. Or,
man, I took my son. He knew me. I took my kids to school with me.
Yeah,
I had to go to school.
Y'all want to sit here and get this too.
Yo, I got that paper. I said, yo, I'm really about to graduate. He said, bro, I told you was going to do it. I said, oh, shit, ain't no more money now. I said, happy birthday. I ain't going to get no check now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. He said, yeah, you made it.
What I got to do?
He said, you made the dean's list, too. I said, what's the dean's list? I'm keeping it real. He said, you got all A's. I said, man, what? I can't get the check no more.
No, we looking at that check. You get a check for semester.
I know.
We get these good grades because of that check.
Because I know I got to get this check next semester. Before I knew it, I was graduating. I'm like, yo, ain't this shit crazy? He said, man, I walked there. Yo, no lie. I'm about to stand up. Man, we ain't graduate, so I'm just standing there like this. What the fuck?
I can't believe
man, I couldn't. So the people in the class, you know, I was a class clown. So like, Khalif, what's wrong? I said, man, this shit fake. I said, yo, this is a dream, because I used to dream about this in jail.
Yeah.
Right.
So they like, yo, you heard? I said, man, nah. I said, man, I ain't never felt like this besides.
That's crazy.
I'm dead ass. I said, man, that's one of the best feelings I ever had in my life.
That's a great accomplishment.
Man, they called my name. I said, yeah. The picture and everything. That shit was different. And that's what I want my kids to feel.
Right.
That's that feeling right there. I said, bro, that's unmatched.
Yeah.
That's championship level.
Yes.
That's championship level,
yes.
bro. That was different. That was different. I said, "Ooh, I had that diploma. They can't take that from me. Right. No matter what you do, you can't take that from me."
Right.
So that's why I said, "Oh, I want to go back and get another one." Mm-hmm. That's where I'm at now. Now I'm looking for more ventures. I want to see what I could do. I want to see how far I could go with this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's all about the mindset. It's not about what you come from or your past or the things that has been stacked against you, but it's about your future. Right. Your future.
That builds character.
It's an overcomer.
You
know that there's more in the future. Just go for it.
Right.
Just go for it. Don't stop.
Who cares about what happened 10 years ago? And that's what it happened.
My jobs don't even care about that. Yeah. Like, I be like, I got a gun charge. They be like, oh, well, how long? I say, well, in 08. Oh shit! It's 2023. They said, all right, well, come on. This how long you been home? I said,
oh, you have to think about it. So
I said, 2012. I said, you been home that long? I said, yeah. Oh well, you can get the job. Boom. Next thing you know, I'm working for the state. Right. I ain't never think I work. I'm doing the opposite shit that I was doing. I done worked at the halfway house.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So I'm like, yo, that was crazy. that freaked me out. That freaked me out. Now I'm doing count. I got to knock on the door and shit. And I got flash the light. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not doing this. If I catch it with a phone, I'm not telling. Because now I'm being a hypocrite. Because I had a phone in there. So look, bro, if you got the phone when I'm on the shift, you can have it. But when the next people come, I ain't see you with it. It's my word against yours. I'm not going to tell on you. I'm going to just say I ain't see it. But look. Man, that's it. I don't know. It was different just driving them in the van because I remember that being me.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I remember me being in the back, bro, shackled like this. They said strip. I said I don't never want to do that again.
That's crazy.
I don't never ever want to do that again. That's the type that thing right there made me say I don't never want to go to jail. Just This what made me never want to go to jail. This is a story right here. My daughter coming on a visit. No lie, I never forget this story ever in my life. Ever. I never forget this story. My daughter on a visit. So she sitting next to me. She like, Dad, you coming back with us? I'm like, nah, I can't. She like, why? There's room in the car. I'm like, nah, I can't come. She like, I could just sit on your lap and you could just go back. Like, I can't go, Liv. I'll never forget this shit, yo. This was long. She like, well, can you just ask the guard, can I stay here with you? I'm like, you can't stay here, Liv. This is the jail. She's like, I don't care. Man, I went back and, man, I'm dead ass, yo. I went back and cried in my cell like a bitch. Excuse my language. I really went back there and I said, man, I ain't never coming back to jail. I had probably like 3 months left. I said, man, I'm never coming back to jail. Yo, never, ever, ever, ever coming back to jail. Word up. So when I came home, Jay Wu daughter, Nage picked me, Nage, my mom and Liv picked me up. And mind you, this was 2012. It's 2023. I still remember this shit. They picked me up from the county. Mind you, they took me from prison. They released me. I had to go to county. I had to go straight to the county. They told me my child support. I ain't even got child support. So I had to go there. They released me. Now I'm waiting for my mom and them. I sat, yo, word up. I've been gone 3 years. So when I sat outside of the Bristol County, bro, that shit felt crazy. I never felt nothing like it, just like the world, like the air felt different. Everything felt different. Like just waiting. I'm sitting here waiting for them. They come pick me up. My daughter and my niece look at me like, yo, they look at me. She said, Dad, don't you ever do that again. I'm like, what? I wanted to hear what she said. Don't you ever go back in there again. That ain't no castle. They told me that was the castle. That's jail. Man, I just got back home. That's when that big ass storm came. You remember the big Sandy?
Yes. That
soon as I pulled in the parking lot in my mom's house, no lie, Sandy came. Boom, blew all my tent because we were supposed to have a big barbecue. I said, damn, I ain't meant to be home. Word up. That made me like, damn, I got to do everything right because I ain't meant to be here. Why this hurricane just come and blow all the shit that they had planned for me away? So I said, man, from here on out, man, I got to change everything that I do. So I got a journal. Got a little journal. I'm keeping it real.
Journaling.
I wrote my long-term goals down, my short-term goals. It was like, all right, first I gotta change me. Gotta change my person, places, and things. I gotta change the people I be around. I'm like, all right, cool. I start doing that. Like I gotta figure out how to get my license. You know what I mean? Because I can't be riding. I don't want girls picking me up, picking my kids. I don't want my kids around. That I can't have my kids around all different type of females. That's already in my head. Yeah. And that's what was happening. So I'm like, all right, I get my license. Got my license for hard as hell. I had to pay every dollar out I got, every check. Every check I had to go from school, go straight to the job. From 8 in the morning to 1 at night. Ain't seeing my kids for like 6 months straight. I had to focus on getting all this shit so I could see them for 10 years straight. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I had to miss these 6 months so I could see them for the next 60. Because that's how far I'm at least planning to live, at least 70 more years. I'm already, God got a plan for me. So, all right, back to that. I come on, make the goals, got my license. So I'm like, damn, what could I do? I got a felony. I don't want to work in the factory. I hate factory work. You know what I mean? I don't like that shit. It's like that shit. I did it for a little bit. Like, nah, I got to do something different. This ain't no money. I was making $12 an hour. Right. We all know that ain't no money. Right. Making $12 an hour. AJM. Word up. I'm waiting for my kids. I'm like, yo, I really got to graduate. I got to get this diploma. I got to do something different with my life. Graduated. I just start putting in hella apps to all the jobs for my degree. For the Certified Alcohol and Drug Counselor. Social service, I graduated social services, associate's degree, certified alcohol and drug counselor. So now I'm looking at all these fields. You know how many no's I got? Over about 100. Dead ass, bro. You think I said, fuck it, that's gonna keep me. I seen every fall, I start getting closer and closer. I'm like, one of these motherfuckers gonna hire me. Right. One of them gonna hire me. And once one hire me, then the rest of them can't turn me down because I already done work for the state. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? I already know that. Just so happy, this is crazy. My son's football team. I'm taking his friends to practice. We going to Winslow every day. They lived in Violin. I had to take them to Winslow. I'm taking her two grandsons. Not knowing she run the Hendricks house. She was like the head. I ain't know. She like, you want some money or something? Like, nah, I got them. They good. I'm gonna take them to practice every day. Bring them home. My son needs somebody to ride with anyway. One day we out there. She called me. She like, you got your alcohol and drug counseling degree, right? I'm like, yeah. Why? What's up? She like, come see me Monday morning. This was a Friday. She like, I got a job for you. I'm like, I'm thinking she bullshitting. I'm dead. Bro, I'm thinking she bullshitting. Man, she said Monday morning, 8 o'clock, 8:30. I'll never forget this shit. And this was in 2016, 17. My phone ring early in the morning. I'm like, man, what the fuck this number? She like, you still coming up here for the interview? It was like, I had to be there 8:30. It was like 7:30. I said, hell yeah. I jumped up, grabbed my shit. Man, I think I shaved my bald head. I get a fresh body winning that, man. I gotta take it like right now. I gotta get a fresh body. Going in there, put the button up on. So she like, how fast you could be? I said, I'll be there in 20, man. Man, before you blink, I'll be there. I had to go to Vine, from Hillville to Vine. Man, I got there in like 8 minutes. Word, I'm getting there, talking to her, talking to all the people. They like, wow, we love you. They really sitting there like,
yeah.
Yo, like, nobody never hired you. I'm like, nah. They're like, you have everything that we need you to have. Hire me right then and there.
Because what's right for you is for you. Right. And nobody can put their hands on that. That's and
after that shit, it went up from there. Yeah. Man, they started me off at like 20. You know, I came from 12. They started me with 21. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, let's go. My time like oh, shit, let's go. It's 21 from 12. I'm like, all right. Now I can start seeing how I can make more money. So now I start using these shits as stepping stones. Now I start learning the system. Now I want to see who insure them, who fund them, because now I want to own my own shit.
Exactly.
Because now I see you motherfuckers making a whole lot of money off these kids.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Wow. Now I want to own. Now I'm writing down these insurance policies. Now I'm writing down who funding them, who these people. I'm talking to these people.
That's smart.
Yes.
So now I'm going to quit this job because I'm only making 21. I should be making 25 now.
Right.
Bitch, I'm going to get another job. Got the other job. My long story, I fucked one of the kids up on one of the jobs.
Oh, gosh, no.
Big nigga, about 6'3", 300.
I can't.
He said,
what you about to say? He jumped on me.
He jumped on me. The word, nah, this the funniest shit. Man, he pushed me, bro, right? So he like, oh, you Khalif, right? What, they sent you over here for me? I'm like, nah, bro, you just can't be bouncing the ball. Yeah. So he like, so what? I'm going to keep bouncing the ball. I'm like, all right, wait the count over. You ain't going to bounce that ball no more. Man, he came out the room with his shirt off like, oh, what? I'm like, oh, shit, this nigga for real. I start taking my shit off. This nigga big as hell. He big nigga. I'm like, oh, God.
No.
So he walked up to me. I'm like, bro, go ahead, bro. I'm trying to get him in fight. Go ahead. Yes. And he pushed me. I swear to God, my feet, well, you know I'm all little. My feet went all up in there. I said, oh, man. He ran up on me. I said, so guess I hit him. The motherfucker said, let's go. I said, oh, shit, I'm losing my job today. I'm going to lose my job. Yeah, I swear to God, bro. He said, let's go. That's what I like. His nose bleeding. He said, I'm going to kill all you damn. What he said? I said, yo, this nigga crazy. This nigga is crazy. I said, yo, man, they said, let's go in the other building. Just Khalid, come on, let's go in the other building. Man, this big nigga kicked the door open and come out the other building. I said, man, y'all better get him. Bro, y'all better get him.
I cannot.
Y'all better get him.
Man, all the staff all scared. They looking at him like this. Come on, Khalid, you better. Come on, Khalid, come on with us. I'm like, what you mean? Man, yo,
they
look.
try to get you to
fight.
So now he done run up on me. I thought this big nigga hoodie said, I didn't do nothing to him. You know, I'm thinking like, damn, I punch hard as hell. This shit ain't doing nothing to this big nigga. Like, yo, y'all better grab him.
Right. Oh my gosh.
So all I know, he done kicked the door open and shit. He done came out there. I said, man, I'm going home, man.
I
and you know, kids like that be real bad. He be like, yeah, I ran him home.
So now my man came in the next day, because me and my man was working there. He said, oh, you brown boy, huh? Because my man big, he like, yeah. He like, man, you better go ahead before I fuck you up. They got him out of there.
I can't.
Man, I sued the shit out of their ass.
I would too.
I sued the shit out of them. Let me get my money, man.
Right. No, for real.
Nah, the supervisor told me to sue him. He like, yo, you hit your back on the wall, right?
I'm like,
nah. He like,
no,
you hit your fucking back on the wall. He said, go to the nurse.
Hit your back on
go to the nurse and tell them You hit your back. I got there. They said, you got a sprained wrist, lumbar.
You done
back.
sat around in the
And I'd be like, ow, it hurts.
I say, yeah, it's hurting.
where was you at when the big dude jumped on
Where was y'all at? Where was your antennas at? When they sitting right, it got one cop work there.
I kid. They,
No.
Yeah,
They
How,
closed it
how Pops was the dude off of...
he said no.
No.
Man, they jumped. Yeah, the big motherfucker tried to jump on my ass. I was gone.
They gonna call me over here for this big person.
They gonna call me.
No.
Out of here, I'm the littlest one.
Next.
It's all these big people and y'all gonna call me. That shit crazy. But after
They
that,
probably, some of them that still work there, they probably still laugh about this.
they
to this
still
day.
do laugh about it. Yeah, I swear. Yo, they still, because it's the one dude, the one big, because it's two-step. He like, oh God, please let us just get over this day. He praying this. I'm like, yo, fuck praying. You better grab this nigga.
Right.
Grab him. You big like him. This what you talking about.
He was scared. He was like,
Scared as shit.
He was scared.
Scared as shit.
Cause I ain't
He
gonna
was like,
lie,
I
I used
can't.
to work at Ranch Hope, and them
That's
kids
what I'm
was-
talking about.
Them
You
kids,
talking about Ranch Hope?
I used to work there, but them for whatever reason, I guess because I was a female, I had a good rapport with the kids,
Yeah.
and they used to send me to deal with the worst kids, and they be
Me.
like, Miss Baldwin, they be like, I don't like him, like, but they be trying to like fight like the guy's staff, and I be like, you better sit your behind down.
Yeah, they ain't got them type of kids in there no more.
Them kids, TTG,
Them,
trained to
them
go.
other kids was trained to go.
Trained to go.
My building, my kids off, man. Where I work now, not Ranch Hope. Shit, man, them kids don't do nothing.
Man, them kids was TTG when I was there.
Yeah, at Ranch, they was trained to go. They wanted to smoke.
Them
But,
kids, they
but
ain't
that
care.
goes all back to saying, like, I even overcame that obstacle. Get another job.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Every job that I get, like, it's not permanent to me. Like, it's all stepping stones. Like, jobs are
And
expensive.
that's a positive way to look at it.
Yeah, they not permanent to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just stepping stones to me. I'm going to get
But
up
that's
to the
when
point.
you get your experience.
Exactly.
So when you get to
I
where
mean-
you're meant to be, there's nothing that nobody can stop you. Because guess what? I know. I
Right.
did all the studying. I have all the experience of what I knew I wanted to do. So there's no reason that you can deny me now.
Right.
Can't
Because I
deny
ain't
me
gonna lie,
nothing.
that's what
Yeah.
the trucking thing was, because I did transportation. It wasn't trucking, but I was in transportation for 12 years. So it was a
Mhm.
lot of things that I already knew.
Yeah.
So when I started the process, it wasn't like I was totally
Yeah,
illiterate.
literate.
Yeah.
I knew how to register
How to
a
do
business.
things.
I knew how to set up business
Yeah,
accounts. All this stuff
shit.
I already knew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If not, I'ma learn it.
Right.
If
And
not,
that's,
I'ma
I ain't
learn
had
it.
no choice.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going to learn
And you
it.
know, like you live and you learn, but it's the transition from a worker to a boss.
Exactly.
It's
I've
going
always
to be
been
you're
a
going
boss.
to have to fight for it.
You
Yeah.
have to.
You're going to have
Yeah.
to fight, but
Yeah.
it'll work itself. 2 minutes, it'll work itself out. Any questions, Ty?
No, I didn't see any questions on here.
Y'all shy today, ain't y'all?
All right. Y'all want to get in on the conversation? Overcomer.
How many people on there?
My phone done.
My phone died too.
I can't share it.
How many people on there,
I
Nar?
couldn't even share.
Yeah.
10.
It's 10 people on there and ain't nobody saying. Now y'all
No,
know.
just it's a couple comments, but no questions if you want to look.
Let's see. Chavez Walker said Jasmine Baldwin definitely need positive women in the community. Kaylin Herring said, I just want to tell my homie he's doing an amazing job raising his children. Keep up the great work. And then Chavez Walker said this new generation definitely needs it.
Yeah.
I agree.
You got to be the one.
I agree. All of us, and this goes for every person that's in the community that know that they can make a difference. It's time for us to step up. All of us. If you have something that you can contribute to this community and to the youth, this is the time.
Yeah.
We don't have time to like wait because the world is getting worse and worse every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, people dying like crazy.
Yeah, so right now is the time to step up, and like it's different things that you can. It's different community platforms that you could join. Like there's positive vibes. We're great minds. We're also God girls. Give me some more, Nar.
Life worth living.
Life worth living.
Raw wisdom.
Raw wisdom.
Yeah.
Man, it's plenty.
It's so many different organizations that you could join and become a part of to help out.
And that goes even that. Let me see. What I'm hosting on the 28th July. Anybody want to help or donate or reach out or just want to be a part of it? Just reach out to me. Like y'all know.
Tell me a little bit about it so they know.
It's like I said, every kid talk crap to their dad, and every dad talk crap to their kids. Like I know my son can't beat me yet. I ain't let him beat me yet. So,
Yeah.
and I know most kids and most fathers feel like that. So I want to have like a little one-on-one challenge with the kids. We got bouncy houses. Then like the ultimate game would be like the parents versus the players.
Oh, we need to do tug of war too.
We could do whatever.
Guys,
Tug of war?
girl gonna be in the building.
All ideas are available. Like I said, I got one guy that's donating the Orby blaster guns. They can have that.
Where's this gonna be at?
That's the only thing. That's
we need
anybody,
to find somewhere where it's like a track and field, so we can have track events.
An area for me, man. Like if we could get an area where we can have it at, it'll be great. Because like I said, it's gonna be big.
Yeah,
we gonna need an area.
That know where he can host this event at, hit him up, inbox him. If you wanna be a part of it, if you wanna donate.
All ideas are welcome, man. Like this for the kids. This ain't for me. I don't want no money. Like everything for the kids that we do bring there is free. But everything for the adults, we gotta pay for it because all the money gonna go to kids.
You ain't a kid no more,
right?
Yeah. You gotta pay your way around here.
Your target area is Bristol.
Yeah, my target area was Bristol because Bristol need. I was
gonna suggest Bristol
need more of the love.
The part.
I'm with it.
Saying the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
That's why I wanted to link y'all too because he was saying.
Yeah, I really think Bristol needed more. Like
I'm with it.
Bristol needs love.
And I think I picked July 28th. That's my brother Jay Woo birthday. If anybody knows, it's on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean. It could be a community day in honor of him, and then every year we could have it be honored to somebody else, like a fallen soldier.
Nice.
Or
I like that.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Every year or every 6 months or even every 2 months or every month, we could honor somebody different, a fallen soldier or a fallen leader, not even say soldier, just like a fallen leader or anybody that lost somebody in the past. Because I want to do one for Brian Pritchett, Fats.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do one for Shakima Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's my daughter's mother. Like I want to big their name up. I don't want them to just die with nothing. Yeah, I want them to still, their legacy to be great through forever. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I just, this could be something that could be generated forever.
Right.
Like we could do this forever and it's all positivity. I'm telling you, I'm mad at cops there.
Yep.
Period.
So y'all come acting crazy.
And that's on period.
I don't
You're going to be escorted out.
Because if y'all, I don't want no drama at my, like.
No, because this is for the kids. It has nothing to do with nobody.
We should have the most fun.
Yeah.
This should be so fun.
Okay. All right. So, if you guys have any ideas for this community event that's up and coming, inbox Khalif at Leafy Green, right? I mean, Leafy Brown. What is you?
Oh, no.
You don't even know.
My phone done died. But, y'all know where to find them. Y'all find them on social media, inbox him with any ideas because we need everybody that's willing and able to participate so we can make it big and we can help these kids and it could be a great turnout. Water slides, bouncy houses, all y'all that own them, come donate them for free for the day. Water ice machine, a lot of donors. Popcorn machines.
People done donated. Said they'd donate food. People said they'd donate whatever I need.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people want to be a part of it. And I'm with it. Right. And it started with an idea, and that's where it starts. When we're going to manifest this.
Right. Yeah. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
It's going to happen.
All right. Well, have a good night, everyone.
Thank y'all for having me.
See ya.